Donald Trump is collapsing in Pennsylvania as if his polling in Pennsylvania could not get any worse. It got worse. Donald Trump's latest approval rating in Pennsylvania is net negative 21 points, according to The Economist, which aggregates from YouGov polling data 50+1 and its own Economist data. Net negative 21 points, as Democratic governor of Pennsylvania Josh Shapiro also notes. So Donald Trump and the MAGAs in Pennsylvania, they've just kicked off nearly 100,000 Pennsylvanians off food assistance that they need, all to give tax cuts and to give socialism for the right-wing billionaires, socialism for the billionaires. Governor Shapiro didn't say that directly. I did, but he did say all to give tax cuts to those at the very top. Shapiro goes on to say their cruelty and disastrous policies are making families worse off. So what does Donald Trump do? Scam the hell out of the people in Pennsylvania, because that's all Donald Trump knows how to do. So what's the latest scam he does to Pennsylvania? Well, he calls it freedom fuel. And so the White House announces freedom fuel has arrived, everybody. And here's their announcement. I'll show you the scam video they made in just a moment, but they go, the first Freedom Fuel Network gas station has landed in Philadelphia, lowering the price at the pump to $3.47 for our 47th president. President Trump is leading the charge to lower gas prices this summer, putting more money in your pocket. So while Donald Trump has caused gas prices to skyrocket, his solution is some fraudy gimmick called Freedom Fuel, saying, look what I've done for you. I'm the 47th president, so $3.47. Do you like that? As Aaron Rupar explains, the average price of gas when Biden left office was $3.12. So Trump wants you to throw a parade for him, raise the roof for Donald, because one gas station in Pennsylvania is now at $3.47 because it's some Republican MAGA gas station that is some short-term promotional thing. By the way, the price immediately went up thereafter to $3.57, to which the White House said after making that propaganda video, well, of course, there's going to be fluctuations over time. It should also be noted that while Trump's White House is bragging about this, Trump's Freedom Fuel gas station, $3.47, that same location, 2 months before Trump took office, $2.99 a gallon. So Trump's bragging about higher gas prices. Or we can go back and look at the price from April 2025. Our stellar team at the MeidasTouch Network went through all of the Google views, and they saw, okay, it was $3.05 in April 2025. So that's when even Trump was in office. So it was clearly cheaper when Biden was in office. It was also cheaper earlier in Trump's term. Jim Stewartson said, okay. It's not just one gas station. They're rolling this out in 25 stations. Out of 120,000 stations in the United States where the gas is still higher than when Biden left office. Do you see the snake oil? You can see it dripping, that snake oil, can't you? So this is what Jim Stewartson says, and he's so right. This is Trump's entire con in a nutshell. Try to fix a problem that isn't a problem, make it a problem, deny you made it a problem, fix the problem with propaganda instead of a solution, make the problem worse. Or as Travis Aker says, arsonists putting out the fire, but not even putting out the fire, kind of like waving at the fire. Alex Cole explains it was less under Biden, which I just showed you the data for. Adam Kinzinger puts up this chart and shows oil prices without the war, much less. Oil prices with the war, they go really high. And then as they go down a little bit, that's where Trump goes, look, I got it down. You know, it's like Donald Trump with the soybeans, right? Under former President Biden, China was buying 26 million metric tons of soybeans. And no one was like, oh my God, how much metric tons of soybeans was Biden and China procuring from each other, right? So now it's at most maybe 10 million metric tons. And Trump's like, art of the deal. I got China to do 10 million metric tons. Yeah, that's like 16 million metric tons less than former President Biden. I know million metric tons, that sounds like a lot, but you got less. I mean, did you see? And this is impacting Pennsylvania as well. The U.S. Department of Agriculture had to revise down its total export beef number by 90%. It lied in its data by 90%. So much so that people in the biz, they don't even trust the USDA's numbers. They just know it's all utterly BS. Oh, then there's this wrinkle, by the way, about the Trump Freedom gas stations. Remember when they're all like, Mamdani, communist, because he wants to do grocery stores to bring down the price in New York. As Congressmember McGovern says, so government subsidized grocery stores to help make things affordable. According to MAGA, communism. Government-run gas stations, which are not cheaper. Freedom! Freedom! Got it. Or I saw this meme right here. Finally, an answer to Democrat government-run grocery store communism. Republican government-run gas station communism. And by the way, here's the video of Donald Trump campaigning on $2 gas prices while they're now bragging about $3.47, which rapidly went up to $3.57. Here's what Donald Trump said. Play this clip.
My plan will cut energy prices in half or more than that within 12 months of taking office. It will be an economic revival of our country like no one has ever seen before. Energy was what caused our problem initially. Energy is going to bring us back. That means we're going down and getting gasoline below $2 a gallon, bring down the price of everything from electricity rates to groceries, airfares, and housing costs.
Now, here's this ridiculous video that the White House put out where everyone's like, yeah, our gas is $3.47. This has given me the relief that I need. Who are these people even acting in the and by the way, before I play this video, do you remember? Just think about the scams that I was warning about during the Trump campaign. Remember, they did the fake barbershop, the black barbershop in Atlanta. They were like, look, the black barbershops like us. Then they went to Detroit and did the black churches. They're a fake black church. The fake black churches like us. And remember, they went to the fake union shop that wasn't even a union shop in Michigan as well. Then remember, they had the fake fighter fighters in Pennsylvania. And then Donald Trump pretended he was a McDonald's worker in Pennsylvania. They did like the fake bodega scene in Harlem. I could keep going on. Remember, I would show you all of the stunts, the fake Chick-fil-A where they were like a black lady in Chick-fil-A like hugged Donald Trump. And he's like, look, I'm at Chick-fil-A and a black lady hugged me. So therefore, black women like me. Yeah. And it's like the same person who would travel around place to place to place and then hug Donald Trump. And he would say a black lady hugged him, but it was literally like the same lady who was like a MAGA activist who would like just follow him around and just go place to place. It's all a fraud, in my opinion. It's all one big gigantic scam. All this, and it's so obvious. I know you get it. It's why we need to get out the truth, though, to everyone. Okay, I digress. Let me show you the video that the White House put out. And this is their solution to destroying the people's lives in Pennsylvania. Here, play this clip.
I saved money. I had to go back in and get my change. I thought gas was more expensive, but it's not. So thanks, Trump, for saving me some money.
We're here at the first Freedom Fuel Network gas station right here in Philadelphia, leading the charge to lower gas prices. $3.47. That's for our 47th president, President Donald J. Trump. The price of gas here is 50 cents lower than the Pennsylvania average gas price.
4th of July, gas prices are coming down, which is great.
I am very happy about the cheap gas prices.
Happy 4th of July.
Hopefully everyone has a great holiday. Super pumped the gas prices are lowered.
I'm just grateful. Right now, we're in a difficult time in this world, but it's nice to see some stability that we can enjoy.
Definitely appreciate the lower gas prices.
Oh yeah, definitely.
When I saw it, I thought it was fake news, but I'm glad it's true. I definitely couldn't believe my eyes. When I just rolled past, I'm actually taking a trip down the shore, so I wasn't even gonna come and get the gag, but I'm glad I did, because now it just saved me a lot of money. Thanks a lot, Trump. Just keep doing what you're doing. You're doing a good job.
Thank you, President Trump.
Thank you for helping our country.
It's President Donald J. Trump leading the charge to lower gas prices right here at Freedom Fuel Network's gas stations.
All right, now I want to bring in this interview I did with Justin Wagner, who's running for Pennsylvania's 16th Congressional District. Now, don't sleep on Pennsylvania's 16th. Now, they've got this MAGA congressman who's been holding the seat. His name is Republican Rick Kelly, who's had this seat. MAGA Republican Kelly's held the seat since 2011. But I think that this is Mike Kelly, not Rick Kelly. I was thinking of Rick Crawford, the intelligence or the non-intelligence guy from the House of Representatives, who was like, all those Iranian protests are astroturfed. They're begging for Trump and Netanyahu to come. That was on my mind. Anyway, MAGA Republican Congressmember Mike Kelly has held this seat in Pennsylvania's 16th. It's Butler, Pennsylvania, pretty much, since 2011. Don't sleep on this, because we've seen some results in Pennsylvania where the Democrats came from behind an underdog. Let me show you an underdog who I think can do some pretty powerful stuff in Pennsylvania. His name is Justin Wagner. Let's bring in Justin Wagner. Here's the interview I just did with Justin Wagner the other day. Now I want to bring in Justin Wagner, who's running for big congressional race. It's Pennsylvania's 16th congressional district. You're going against ultra MAGA candidate Mike Kelly, who's been there since 2011. And, you take a look at what's going on in the 16th. You take a look at Butler. You take a look, more broadly in Mercer, and just all the areas right there. I mean, seems like Kelly had an opportunity, if you're going to help the people. But right. I mean, here we are 15 years later, and it doesn't seem to work. So, my view is just look at the past 15 years of where are you now? Are you better than you were? Or are you worse off when you were? And I think much worse off, but you're there, you're touring around the 16th. Right. What do you make of these conversations that you're having? Republicans, independents, Democrats, what are they telling you?
Oh, they're all telling you the same thing, that they're all disappointed with Kelly as well. Kelly doesn't come out for town halls, hasn't done one for years and years and years. Our first one is July 8th in Greenville, PA, my hometown where I was born. But they can't reach him. They can't talk to him. He comes out like a Groundhog Day on election time is what they've been telling me. Like, he shows up for pictures and stuff, and that's the only time they ever really see him, which isn't the way to represent the people of your district at all. You need to be there for them. You need to listen to them and have conversations one-on-one and see what the concerns are. And people are incredibly concerned right now with the state of the economy. And we've got a lot of elderly folks here on Social Security, a lot of folks here on stuff like SNAP and all these other cuts that they're looking at. So a lot of folks are pretty worried. And they of course don't feel like they're being listened to.
How do you break the cycle here? Because all true, but get close to midterms, the MAGA, they start yelling communism and transgender, and they demean communities and beat down on marginalized communities and beat down on immigration, and they want to divide and spew venom and hate, and then hope that people generally get grossed out by politics generally. Like, I think it's intended also to just make people go, you know what, all politics is bad. You know what, this is my tribe, so I voted for this guy before. I'm just going to vote for him again. Right. I don't know Wagner. I know this guy. I've seen him on the ballot before. How do you break that cycle, though, where they use the racism and the attacking marginalized communities and yelling communism and all of this stuff to just say just enough is enough? Like, let's love each other. Let's be there for and how do you win this?
So actually, I like what you said about let's love each other. I am working on a video of our own where on the 4th of July, it's me and another Republican that I know who get along, who've done work for the communities together. We're going to ask on the 4th of July for everybody to knock it off for a day. For the 250th anniversary of the United States, we can chill out for at least a single day without dragging each other down, without making disparaging social media posts. We can learn that we should be celebrating America and not fighting each other all the time. And when you do talk about like the transgender stuff and all that other stuff, I mean, to me, it's just old. It's old rhetoric that's been again and again spewed out. It's tiring, and it's not exactly, worth the time to address. If that's all they have to speak about, I'll have a conversation with anybody who disagrees with me and says, Justin, you want this? Well, here's my counterpoint, and we'll have a discussion. But if you're going to come up and be like you said, oh, you're a communist, you're a socialist, you don't know anything about me. Let's talk. Let's have a conversation. And I've been able to make inroads about that with some folks, So it's just, we got to stop being scared of each other, just talk to each other. And when that stuff comes up, it is incredibly hard road to travel. So sometimes you just have to say, okay, nice talking to you. I'm sorry you feel that way, but I got to move on to people who want to have real conversations.
Yeah, as I've always said, you can never compromise your values. There's non-negotiables. When people try to demean the existence of a fellow human being for the way they are, that tells me way a lot about you as a person that you're going to go there. And then when you use it as a political tool to divide us as well, it's equally disgusting, and it needs to be called that. So let's talk about your background though, because
Sure.
you are a Iraq veteran,
Yes, sir.
U.S. Army veteran. You've seen also how Donald Trump has treated our military. And I mean, in addition to previously calling members of our military suckers and losers, just the way he downplays even the casualties and injuries in this catastrophic war in Iran,
Right.
and not a veteran, people who served who were seriously injured are being classified as perfectly healthy and you're good to return. And they're like, I have shrapnel in me.
Right.
You left
Brain
me in a trailer in Kuwait, and you didn't have any guard, and I got hit with a drone.
Right.
My friends died. You're not even allowing me to be tested for a TBI, because if I'm diagnosed as a traumatic brain injury, then that'll show that the injury, when I have TBI, and I've just been hearing all these stories of people with TBI from this war who can't even get the treatment because Trump refuses to acknowledge their injuries.
Right, because he doesn't want to show that, oh, look how this is actually costing us, and where are the Apache pilots that they saved? Where's the C-130 pilots? Where are all these people that they've saved or whatever? Why aren't they parading them around and showing us that they're okay? Because maybe they're not okay, but we don't know. There's no transparency. And yeah, I've lost a few friends over Donald Trump's comments about veterans and things. And now, if we look, they're still continuing this kind of like war on veterans with the VA, and even passing like the Richard Starr Act. They want to take money from future disabled veterans for things like tinnitus, and use that to fund the major Richard Starr Act, instead of just funding it anyway. So, and yet they'll spend, $80 billion to destroy Iran and then $300 billion to rebuild it. Meanwhile, everybody else is just getting left behind.
Yeah. And, even right now, we'll attack Iran at 4:10 after the markets close. Then we'll say we're involved in high level talks and things look really great an hour before the futures markets open. And then Iran will say, we're not talking. We don't know what you're talking about. Like, we're not having these discussions. And then the discussions don't take place. And then it's all this fugazi. It's made up. It has fully, in my view, compromised the strength of America when at an international level and domestic level. When your word literally means nothing, no one can deal with you. No one can do business with you. And so I guess short term, Justin, this, it leads to the market going up for the day, okay, but that's not helping the American people who are being screwed over. But your word is nothing,
Right.
and I saw someone say, so now you mean I have to start, like, I can't trust anything that's coming out, so I have to now become like an expert in geopolitical affairs in the Middle
Right.
East to find out if there's even a meeting, what the hell's even happening.
Yeah, and it's such a like, you're right. Like, people don't have the time or the wherewithal to become geopolitical experts. People expect to trust, the word from somebody. But when you constantly, like you said, false information, lies, and stuff to manipulate the market, and to just the way that they talk about this and resume attacks and things like that, to people are getting killed in Iran. Like, there's still people, and they're here just making tons of money off the stock market. And the inhumanity is insane to me. Like, these are human beings on the ground that are being killed systematically by our bombs and everything all the time. And meanwhile, we're back here making money on the stock market because why? Because we have no humanity, I guess.
Before we go, though, let our viewers know, we have 7 million subscribers. Where can they find out more about your campaign? Where could they find out more about, what's your final message to them about this race? Because it's an important seat.
It is. So if they want to learn more about me and my platform, they can go to my website at justinwagnerforcongress.com. I'm on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, all that stuff. The one thing that I do want to convey is I'm an engineer. I'm not just here to decry everything that's happened. I'm here to build things. I have a plan to bring manufacturing here to the district, advanced manufacturing that I've worked in for years and years and years. And I have a plan to prioritize that and get people working and get people into good paying, like union trades jobs and things like that. And I think it's going to work.
Everybody
go into really specific stuff, but it would take a while.
No, we appreciate it. But keep us posted, keep us updated. We appreciate you from letting us know and focusing on that congressional district. Everybody, make sure you hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million subscribers. Thanks for watching, everybody. Want to stay plugged in? Become a subscriber to our Substack at MeidasPlus.com. You'll get daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, ad-free episodes of our podcast, and more exclusive content only available at MeidasPlus.com.